Hey guys, it's Monday evening here in the Philippines, so it is time for us to do our premium car unboxing. And today we're doing some movie cars again, but not only from GreenLight this time. We have one from GreenLight as an added bonus, but my main focal point was going to be Hot Wheels and Johnny Lightning. But I did find a GreenLight that I threw in the mix at the last minute. So we have cars from 3 different manufacturers today, all based on hit Hollywood movies and TV shows. So, the first one is one that I've been telling you guys I've been trying to find, and I finally found it. That is your Johnny Lightning Christine Silver Screen Edition Darnell's Garage. As you know, because we've looked at them in the past, I have the Buddy's Reckoning at the gas station, and then I have the tin where it says Arnie, this thing's not even worth $50 theme. So I had those 2 dioramas. Now I finally found this one, and Auto World actually makes this one too, and Auto World's is actually a little more detailed. The Darnell's Garage scene is bigger. If you remember the gas stations that I unboxed, where it had like the garage on the top part of the box and then the car on the bottom part, because the garage itself was so big. It was the Golf set with the '59 Ford tow truck. That's kind of how the Darnell's Garage from Auto World is packaged. It's more of a bigger garage scene with a base and everything, because this is only a backdrop. You'll see once we get it out of the package. But that one I would still like to get my hands on, but I'm just happy to finally get one of the 2. So, still looking for the Auto World one, but as of right now, I got the Johnny Lightning variant, so happy to have it. So, let's get him out and look at him, but let's go ahead and look at the package a little closer. So, this has some statistics about the movie and such. So, frightening facts. There were a total of 2358 Plymouth Fury vehicles used to make the movie. 16 of them had actual screen time. And in the famous Show Me scene in Darnell's Garage, hydraulic pumps and plastic parts were used to simulate the metal crushing. Playing the footage in reverse created the illusion that the car was rebuilding itself, which I always assumed that they kind of were replaying the footage. They crushed the car and then replayed it again. But I tell you what, even watching that movie nowadays, even though it was made in 1983, the special effects still are not that bad considering the day and age that it was made. Even on the back side, it kind of even says this. Darnell's Garage was a dark and dirty place run by the gruff Will Darnell. This movie set played key roles in the horror movie based on Stephen King's book. It was where Buddy's gang destroyed Christine, as well as the location for the film's climax. One of the most famous scenes is Christine rebuilding herself in Darnell's Garage after Arnie demands, "Okay, show me." By today's standards, the effect was incredible without any CGI, which is true. It was awesome, actually, and even nowadays when I watch this, I'm still really, really amazed by the special effects for that time. And as I said, it's no more than like rewinding footage, but as they even said here, they remade some of the parts in plastic and such, so it would be easier to destroy, and maybe destroy without like using your hands and other things, so they wouldn't have to edit that. So very cool special effects in this movie, considering the time that it was made in. Almost, 30 years? Well, 40 years ago almost. So it's been quite a long time. So I think it's like 38 years old now. So anyways, let's go ahead and get him out, or get her out, and take a look at her. So, this car, the casting, is the same casting that Johnny Lightning uses in most of these dioramas. And actually, it's the same casting that they use in their single pack. And see how I open them? I've went over this before. I just cut along the back side so you can kind of pull the car out and everything out, and you can't ever tell it was open if you want to display it as packaged. So, anyways, what's cool is actually the diorama part itself, this ceramic or poly resin, whatever you want to call it, is like in a blister pack. So when you get him out, you have to open the blister pack, which I kind of did already a little bit. And then you pull it out. And these things are quite heavy. And you actually have that scene outside. Because if you remember when Dennis was sneaking in to look at Christine to get a closer look at her, he snuck through one of these windows that kind of folded up. So, and that's where Buddy's guys came through and everything. So that's kind of cool that they have the back also detailed. I did not know that until just now. So that's pretty cool. You can like take some good diorama shots, some pics for IG and with this backdrop, or the backside, I should say, or the inside of the garage. And this is really, really nicely detailed. You have your workbenches and such. Then you have like some parts on this old shelf, and actually it looks very close to what Darnell's garage looked like because everything was so dirty and nasty in that garage that it's hard to tell what's what. I'm not even sure what that hood is off of, but it is a hood. And there's a front bumper and some other trim pieces on these shelves right here. So pretty cool. Some tools over here on the bench. Some old tires and such. So it looks just like Darnell's garage. So they did a very good job representing that. So put that right there. And then we'll get Christine out and look at her. But as I said, I'm not going to take this off the platform right now, but it's the same casting that they use in Buddy's Reckoning. Not the same casting they use in Arnie, This Thing's Not Worth $50, because that's the unrestored Christine. The same one that Auto World teamed up with Miho to bring us. But actually, Johnny Lightning made their own version, which has the same exact details, and the casting's nice. It's just a little small, as I pointed out before. It's a little underscaled, but still a nice casting. I've had this unboxed already once before because they put those stupid rubber bands across the hood to keep it closed. So, and this does have the opening hood, and it does have, in my opinion, the wrong engine, because Christine, as far as I remember, it had the dual quads on it, but this has the single 4-barrel. The Auto World has the dual quad engine, whenever the Auto World has an opening hood, that is. So it's been brought to my attention, like not all the red chrome Miho editions had a sealed hood. Some guys have been telling me that they have them with opening hoods. So it may just be like hit or miss. I don't know what they were doing, like if that was the transition time, but I don't know if they actually made a full transition, because if you guys notice on your burnt Christines from Auto World, they actually have opening hoods, or at least mine does. Once again, this could have also been a combination where they've used both, like some have opening hoods, some don't. So it's hard to say. I even had been told, like the second release of the silver screen and the regular card with the blister has an opening hood on some of the variants too. Mine doesn't, so it just may be that they use both castings when producing these. So the next one we're going to look at is the one from GreenLight. This is your last of the V8 Interceptors from Mad Max, your 72 Ford Falcon XB. So this movie is what made these cars popular to the US, Canada, and everybody basically, because these are your Australian Fords. So not many people in the States were familiar with these until they seen that movie, and then over the past few decades, these things have gained a lot of popularity. And then Holden started becoming really, really popular in the States because of the collaboration with Pontiac to bring us the GTO. They used the Monaro to give us the GOAT, which was nothing more than the Holden Monaro or Monero that was rebadged, basically. So anyways, these Australian cars have become quite popular in the States, and then it was really cool to see that GreenLight brought us this release. I wish they would do a more stock variant of this car, kind of like Hot Wheels did with the 73 Falcon XB. That's actually a really cool casting from Hot Wheels. But this is also cool, just Mad Maxed out, I guess you could say. So let's get him out and take a look at him. This apocalyptic looking Falcon XB. So this is also like popular with some of the customizers. They're building the Gaslands type cars, and that's what this thing looks like. So really cool casting. And let's move this over just a hair so we can get a better view on this. So there is your Mad Max Interceptor. And we've done an unboxing on the greenie of this car before. This is the first time I've done an unboxing on the regular. I actually obtained the greenie of this car before I found the regular variant. So nicely detailed. All the details are right. The blower, supercharger, engine sticking up out of the hood. The side exit exhaust with the 4 pipes on each side. The blacked out steel type wheels and everything like that. I'm not a huge fan of this movie, so I haven't seen it for a long time, but it looks to be pretty accurate to me. So really cool car. So that was our bonus today. That was the GreenLight one that I had come across this week. So I figured I would throw that in the mix with the other movie cars. So that is the greenie. We've done the Johnny. So now it's time to do the Hot Wheels. So we have some newer and older retro entertainment stuff. And actually even the newer stuff isn't that new, I should say. It's actually from maybe last year, and they're re-releases of cars that were done 4 or 5 years ago. Such as, well, we'll go ahead and take a look at the first one, and that is Kit, Knight Rider. This is the second, maybe the third release of this car. They released it back again in, well, let's see if they have our copyright here on the back side. It says 2016, but it was after that. Yeah, maybe it was 17 when this car came out, and then the first one came out in 14 or 15. It was the first set of retro entertainment cars with Kit, the Batmobile, the Ecto-1, and the Mystery Machine. So that was your first set, and I think it was released back in 14, maybe 15. Then they started repeating stuff and kind of stopped releasing a lot of the original, like, well, not original, but new castings. So they're like redoing a lot of the castings over and over again, where it's kind of getting tiring to see the same old stuff. But Kit's always cool, and this variant of it is really nice. Let's get him open. I haven't opened this yet, actually. So let's go ahead and open him together. And it seems like the top of the package was not sealed so good. So we'll go ahead and open it this way. And they did a pretty good job with taking their, I don't know what style, solid wheels, moon eye, hubcap style wheels, I don't know what else to call them, but they did pretty good with using those and painting them black, because it looks really good to replicate Kit's wheels. So very cool casting, cool car, all metal, nice detail, the red light in the front, the iconic red light that Kit was known for, the strobe from side to side, and tan interior, the detailed computerized dash you could see in there, and even the kind of half circle or type steering wheel. So they got all the features down right. And then Knight on the license plate. So they did pretty good with making it almost exactly like Kit. So this is a pretty cool casting by Hot Wheels, and the scaling, everything seems to be pretty accurate for like an early 80s Trans Am. So this would have been your third gen, and this was the first launch of the third gen back in like 82 or 83 when this show first came out. So yeah, this is kind of what made this a very popular car in the early 80s was Knight Rider. So really cool, really iconic, and a car that I can remember growing up. I used to love watching that show along with the A-Team and the Dukes of Hazzards, and those are my big three. I didn't really watch a lot of Airwolf. I know that was a popular one. Another one was, well, Simon and Simon, like I had mentioned, and Hunter and Miami Vice. I did watch some Miami Vice as a kid, but my big three were always Knight Rider, A-Team, and Dukes of Hazzard. So, we'll go ahead and do a throwback on one that was released back in 2015, and this is actually another show that appeared back then in the early 80s, late 70s, was BJ and the Bear. And this is your Thunder Roller, and I've had this guy for quite a while, so it's about time that we open this one. So let's get him out of the package so we can get a better look, because you can't really see the wheels on this truck at all the way it's packaged, and it's unfortunate because this is a really cool casting. This is a really cool variant of this casting, so it's really nice to have it out of the package so you can get a better look at him. And there he is, and I really do dig the Thunder Roller. It's a big, heavy casting. Love this thing since the early 80s. When it first appeared in yellow with the black wall tires and the eagle on the side. Love this truck. So this one brings back a lot of memories as a kid. Not really the show BJ and the Bear with the little chimpanzee, but the truck, this casting from Hot Wheels itself, brings back a lot of memories as a kid. So love this casting. Beautifully done to represent the BJ and the Bear truck. So very nice, very heavy. So put him back there. Now next is my favorite variant of the Batmobile. I like the 66 TV Batmobile that Barris built, but this is the one that came out when I was about 8 years old. The movie came out, so maybe 10 or 11. So this was in 1989, and with Michael Keaton as Batman. And this is probably the most memorable Batmobile to me. I like it much better than anything they've released over the past few decades. As I said, the only one that I can compare to it that would be maybe tied with first as my favorite Batmobile, or this would be favorite and it would be second, is the 66 TV Batmobile from George Barris. So let's get this guy out and look at him. I'm kind of excited to see him. I have the mainline variant of this car, but well, I have this Retro Entertainment too, but I've never taken it out of the package. It's been one that has actually been tempting to me for a while to open. I haven't had it too long. I've had it maybe probably about 3 months or so, and it's kind of just been sitting on the shelf waiting to be featured in a video, but I've been kind of tempted to open it prior. A lot of times I open the GreenLight and Auto World stuff prior to the video. Sometimes the Hot Wheels stuff, but not always, because Hot Wheels usually seems to be pretty good with the quality. Like, the wheels never are bent. The paint sometimes has some little marks, but I can overlook it. Like with Kit, you could see some bubbles here and there on the black paint, but it was $5, so it's not like that big of a deal. But when the stuff is saying like for adult collector and they're $7, $8 each, and you've got bent axles, twisted chassis, it's kind of a disappointment. That's why I try to unbox them prior to the video to make sure there's no issues. But the Hot Wheels stuff, we usually unbox together. So this is my first time seeing all of these Hot Wheels. So this is a really cool casting, really nice and heavy being all metal. The goldish anodizing on the wheels looks good. It would have probably been better with just all black wheels, though, to kind of look like the car from the movie, but the casting is really cool. I remember when the movie came out, I had the casting from Ertl. I think I still have one from Ertl. And it's really nicely done, really accurate on the details, the wheel size, and all that stuff. The Ertl one is pretty much spot on. This one's a little cartoonish looking, but still a good representation of it from Hot Wheels. So I do dig the '89 Batmobile. The tumbler, or whatever they call it, from the newer Batman movies is pretty cool, but I still like this better and the '66 TV Batmobile better, just because they look more like a real car. The Tumbler, the one from Batman vs. Superman, they look like tanks or some kind of military vehicle, so these look a little better, being yes, like a real car that well, not people, but a superhero would drive, that you could see, not really fitting in with traffic, but still, I think more suitable for the roads than like the Tumbler and the other ones from Batman vs. Superman. But they're still cool. But my preference is the '89, then the '66, then these other ones that they've built. So last but not least is another remake of a movie classic. This is Ghostbusters with the girls, the new Ghostbusters, with a newer hearse, like a '78 and newer 8 to the '80s type of Cadillac. Still like the original Ecto-1 better, the 1959 platform. It would have been cool if they would have taken something from the '60s, but I guess they wanted to take something that was more commonly seen, like, I guess, as my generation growing up, which would have been like the '78 to '88 Cadillac style hearses. So anyways, and I guess nowadays they would be considered a classic. But this is the second appearance of this car. It actually came in a 2-pack first in the Retro Entertainment with Ecto-1, the original Ecto-1. And the roof of it was more of a bright red. Actually, no, it didn't. I'm sorry. It came in a 2-pack with a motorcycle, the motorcycle from this movie. I guess there's an Ecto-2 or something motorcycle. I have not seen the new version of this movie with the women in it. Just the original 1 and 2 with the guys from the '80s. Now, this was in a 2-pack with the motorcycle. Motorcycle's way overscaled, so it was not too big of a hit. The car has a brighter red roof, and to be honest with you, I haven't even seen pictures of the real one from the movie to say which one's more accurate, if the maroon roof or a bright red roof would have been more accurate. But still, this is a cool car. Very cool for me because I love wagons, hearses, and things like that. As you guys know from watching my Halloween episodes, I have a few hearses, and then my like cargo carrier videos I make, I have a lot of wagons, so really do dig the wagons. So this is one that was a must-have for me because I do like the '78 to '88 body style Cadillac. So this is definitely a must-have for me. So let's get him out, get a better look at him, and I still have to pick up another Ecto. I thought I had a regular Ecto-1 from the Retro Entertainment Center, but but I must have sold it or traded it or something. I don't know what happened to it, but it's no longer here in my collection. So I wanted to bring it out for the Halloween episodes, but I could not find it, and the reason being is because I no longer have it, I guess, because I've looked everywhere for it because I was going to bring it out for this episode. But anyways, we'll have to pick up another one. They just released it for the third, well, actually the fourth time in the Retro Entertainment series, because the 2-pack with the original Ecto-1 actually had Ecto-1A. So you had like the first release, which had some wheels with the holes, and then you had the 2-pack release, and the same Ecto that came in the 2-pack was in a single package, and now you have it being released again with the wheels with the holes in it. The only thing that really sucks about the new release, if you open it on the passenger or on the driver's side, it actually has the copyright for Hollywood on the quarter panel, which looks horrible. I don't know why they did the Universal Studios copyright there. But anyways, let's take a look at this Ecto. Ecto-1 on the plate. And that, well, 70s looking Cadillac front end. Well, late 70s through the 80s. Really like those cars. They make really cool lowriders. So, caution, stay back. Your iconic Ghostbusters symbol that hasn't changed since the 80s till now. It's all the same. The mechanics on the roof, the mechanisms on the roof has changed some. That's why I wish I had the original Ecto to show you guys. And even the lights and everything has changed. But unfortunately we don't have it. And the original Ecto was based on a ambulance, is what they're saying. This is based on a hearse, though, and they left the vinyl covering on the side with that symbolic chrome trim that all hearses had. And I think still a lot of them have this emblem or trim, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's supposed to symbolize, but whenever you see this, you know it's a hearse. It's just a notable thing that was on all hearses. So guys, this is our Ecto-1 from the new movie. And that is our Hollywood lineup for today. So we have a few from Hot Wheels, one from GreenLight, and one from Johnny Lightning. So we have like a smorgasbord of Hollywood cars from different manufacturers. Come Wednesday, we'll be doing something a little different. It will have probably 1 or 2 chase cars in it, but because it's Thanksgiving Eve on Wednesday, I'm going to do a video, well, what Thanksgiving's all about. Some of the cars that I'm most thankful to have in my collection, just kind of bring out and show you guys. Maybe not all the favorites, but just cars that I'm very happy to have. And actually, one of them that I acquired this week, actually, or this past week, and I just got it in the mail today. I will be unboxing that come Wednesday, and it's actually one that I've been after for probably close to 2 years now, and I finally found it and got a good deal on it. So that one we'll be unboxing together on Wednesday, and it's as rare as pretty much any chase car. So we'll unbox that together and take a look at some of the cars that I'm most thankful to have acquired this past year. And then I'll kind of go over them and look at them in detail. It'll only be maybe 10 cars or so. So we'll be doing that come Wednesday. So guys, I appreciate you watching. If you have not subscribed yet, please remember to do so. Please give me a thumbs up, share the video, and tell your friends about my channel. So have a great start to your week, and see you on Wednesday.